as above, so below is not a metaphor. It's a code that reveals how your inner world is creating every aspect of your external reality. What you're about to discover today may dismantle everything you thought you knew about your life. Stay until the end to understand why this truth has been silenced. There is one phrase that has survived empires, religions, and systems of control, a truth buried under layers of distraction, indoctrination, and modern cynicism. As above, so below. It's not poetry, and it's not cheap mysticism. It's a principle that destroys the illusion of separation between the internal and the external. A silent warning the system doesn't want you to understand, because if you do, everything collapses. The structure of reality, out there, it's here in what you are, in what you think, in what you hold emotionally. The chaos around you is not an accident. It's a consequence. What vibrates inside reflects outside. What you deny in your consciousness is projected into your experience. And this is not pop spiritual fluff. It is a universal law that has been manipulated, ridiculed, and distorted so you never look at it directly. Modern society needs you to believe you're small. It needs you to blame the government, your parents, the weather, the economy. What they don't tell you is that with every thought, you're creating the exact shape of the prison you live in. The system feeds on that ignorance. It survives through your disconnection. It wants you reactive, distracted, consuming impulses, anesthetized by promises of a happiness that's always about to arrive but never does. Because it can't. Because you're looking for it in the wrong place. What we call reality is nothing more than a collective projection from millions of minds disconnected from themselves. The principle as above, so below shatters this narrative. It forces you to accept that there is no difference between the spiritual and the material, between your body and the universe, between your emotions and the circumstances you live. And that idea, that radical understanding, is a threat to any structure that depends on blind obedience. Internal chaos creates external disorder. Emotional repression produces environmental violence. Mental scarcity creates real poverty. It's not magic. It's resonance. The universe replicates what you carry inside because you are part of the same code. There is no out there, only reflection, only mirror. For centuries, cultures brave enough to look inward understood that reality wasn't rigid or fixed. It was a flow shaped by consciousness. Alchemists knew it. Vedic sages knew it. Egyptian initiates knew it. All of them said the same thing. What you experience is not coincidence. It's an echo of what lives within you. But in this era of chronic productivity and disposable dopamine, you are taught to look only outward, to measure your worth by what you do, not by what you are, to fill your emptiness with achievements, with external validation, with screens that only reflect collective disconnection. The Hermetic principle didn't disappear, it was silenced. Because if you remember that everything you see is a direct consequence of your inner vibration, the system can no longer sell you external solutions. The business of fear collapses, and here's where the conflict begins. Waking up to this truth is not comfortable. It's not pleasant. It's not immediate. It requires you to face the disaster inside you without excuses. To understand that your limiting beliefs don't just affect you, they shape your environment, your relationships, your finances, your health. Every denied emotion becomes a pattern repeated outside, over and over, like a loop with no escape, until you break it. The modern mind has been trained to flee silence, to avoid introspection. But without that inner contact, transformation is impossible. The principle of correspondence doesn't ask for faith. It asks for responsibility. Because everything you're seeing right now is a portrait of what you've held emotionally for years. Changing that requires deep work, not positive phrases or empty rituals. The universe doesn't respond to what you wish for. It responds to what you are. It's not enough to say, "I want abundance," while acting from fear. It's useless to imagine a different life if you don't dare to sustain new decisions. Every internal vibration expresses itself through actions. And if your actions are incoherent with your deepest truth, your reality will be incoherent as well. Nothing outside can be fixed if inside you're still rotting with inherited beliefs, unprocessed trauma, and emotions you carry as if they were yours, but were implanted to keep you obedient. The system doesn't want you healed, it wants you productive. And as long as you remain that way, it will keep reflecting your inner dissonance with surgical precision, applying the principle of correspondence in about decorating your life with pretty words. It's about piercing through yourself with honesty. It's about stopping the expectation of external change and beginning to operate from a place you were never taught to inhabit, your real energy, the one that doesn't fake, the one that doesn't shrink to fit, the one that makes others uncomfortable because it's authentic. This work begins in the invisible, not with physical effort, but with inner presence. The first minutes of your day are the most fertile ground to plant your frequency. If the first thing you do is dive into digital noise, you align yourself with chaos. But if you choose consciousness, even for 5 minutes, the tone shifts. Your body feels it, your environment recognizes it. The signs begin to appear, because the universe always responds to what vibrates coherently, never to what is merely desired from the mind. This isn't theory, it's practice. The ancients knew this. They used simple, repeated, consistent rituals, not to impress the divine, but to program their inner field, to tune their energy before facing the world. You can do the same. You don't need gurus or expensive techniques. Just inner discipline and the willingness to stop betraying yourself. Start with something minimal. Give thanks before opening your eyes. Feel what you already have, not what's missing. Breathe deeply and clear your system of inherited anxiety. Write it down if you need to. Say aloud what you're willing to sustain today. If that declaration comes from an honest place, it has more power than 1,000 mechanical affirmations. And you don't do it to convince the universe, you do it to remember who you are when you're not operating from fear. Throughout the day, choose awareness. Don't live on autopilot. Observe your energy like someone guarding a fire on a freezing night. If it goes out, don't punish yourself, reignite it. Use gratitude not as consolation, but as a vibration of expansion. Feel your emotions, even the heavy ones, without running away. Every denied emotion enslaves you, but every integrated emotion sets you free. And act, because none of this matters if you don't bring it into the body. Coherence is action. If you want abundance, stop acting from scarcity. If you want love, stop relating from judgment. If you want freedom, stop selling your time for validation. The universe responds to what you are willing to sustain, not to what you claim you want. Finally, guard your night. The last thing you think before sleeping is a direct command to your subconscious. Don't fall asleep with anger, with noise, with problems you can't resolve. Breathe. Set an intention. Visualize. The mind doesn't rest, but you can teach it to work in your favor. The clearest ideas are born in stillness. The wise slept with open questions, but with a calm heart, because they knew that, while you dream, your vibration is still writing your reality. Everything you experience has an internal root. Nothing escapes this law. As above, so below. And whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, it is happening within you right now. Everything you live is a mirror of what you are. If this video made you reflect, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, leave your comment, and share the content. We'll see you in the next video with more truths that unsettle.